I'm PhantomDogman. I finally making video on redefined game that got me more interested in redefined games. Of course it's Cytus II that you can already see from the title. I know that I made video on Cytus II, but that video is first impressions video or something like unscripted. This video is scripted, so hopefully with this video I get into more details. I started playing this game because I somehow missed this game for Rayark. Good thing that I did that, because I'm enjoying this game better than that. I was somewhat interested in the redefined games before playing this game, but because of technical problems like ghost touch, screen cracked, battery problems etc. wasn't sure about playing redefined games on Android. I tried Coaster, but I didn't like that. If I wanted to play it offline on Android, then I couldn't play charts that I unlocked by offline. For that game, for every shot for first opening you need internet connections. But for this game you can play offline. When you unlock charts by offline you don't need internet connections to play those charts. However, I am aware when there is update you need to open game with internet connections. After update at least once and then you can play game offline. Oh, also I forgot to mention that for Cytus and Mosing you can play them offline in videos about them. Because I don't have a mobile data always and it's for long periods of time, then I'm more interested in playing games which doesn't need internet connections. And what about playing game using Wi-Fi? Well, if there will be free Wi-Fi everywhere, then it will be okay. Otherwise why don't be in mobile game? Because in title there is two, then of course it means there was game, which isn't always the case in franchise before this game, which I already mentioned, Cytus. And I made video on it then, I'll compare both in this video. At least it will be about stuff that still linkers from previous game. There is still problem missing now because linker blocked screen. What I didn't see. And if you have Davis on text or something like that, then Davis can slide. Well, this can be applied to every redefined game where you need Davis on desk. I would say that you can play this game just with 2 fingers, but when I broke one character soundpack or whatever it's called, then I noticed that at least in one shot you need more than 2 fingers. Top notes, but you need to do it once in that chart. And I only need to do that in one chart out of 88 what I can access. And charts that are accessed with initial cost doesn't have anything like that. I have been playing the every difficulty for every chart, then I can. But for some reasons game seems that I don't have every chart unlocked. I assume that for some charts you need to spend money to unlock them, and maybe for some other charts there is other requirements to unlock them, for which I don't have any clue. Maybe for some of those charts you need more than 2 fingers to play them. But if you have something like that, then why it isn't for charts that are get from initial cost? Mostly gameplay is same as for previous game in series, following line and either tap circle, slide, still not sure how it's actually called, and alt. But that's not all, there is 2 different types of slides. Notch my slide, where it starts you can already alt finger before it appearing. Tap slide. You need to tap on it and then you can slide finger where game shows. Actually this might not be, what the fuck, what I was thinking when I was writing script. Actually this might not be called slice, because while not gets on node hit point, you can switch finger with which you can drag in that node. And both type of slice can be split into 2, or get the was to drag with 1 finger. So you need those 2 fingers. There is also 2 types of alts. Short alt. Hold not until line reach ends. Long hold. How to track it is different. You will need to hold for multiple laps what line does. You can hold until it disappears, or there is timer around that you are holding to see how long you will need to hold it. Also other timer for it track for that not will shrink, but I even notice it working always. Last nothing is slice not. Tap on it and slice to it to either right or left direction. Gameplay is better than in this game, not because there are no stop, but they also improved it. It feels nice, as little as possible input lag. However, sometimes game doesn't register mine inputs, which is rare, and it may be either games or man fault, or both. Most of that happens or slides notes which I might be doing wrong sometimes. Those slides appears only in tutorial and in chaos difficulty. Now that I mentioned difficulty, then I talk about them. This game has 3 difficulties: easy, hard, and chaos. Differently than in first game. In first game in franchise there were only 2 difficulties, and this game added chaos difficulty. And of course I have played shards in chaos difficulty, but of course I haven't got perfect scores on any chaos shard. Scoring system is same. Highest score that you can get is 1 million, and it's same with TP. I assume that you can 700k and you won't fail a shot, and still it's same with knowing if you failed a shot. It is only after shot. There isn't something like health bar or something like that. From one point of view, it's good that there is no health bar, then you don't need to worry about failing in middle of song and it disrupts falls. However, from other point of view, maybe there should be health bar or something like that, and let it disrupt just flow and rise a shot from beginning. Not having the health bar is good, because for example, when you would fail, without it you might be able to get back up later. This game has story, which plays bigger role than in first game. Story is set in same world as first game, but you don't need to play that game before for story. Story follows from multiple character perspectives as social media posts and or OS file logs. Not sure what it stands for in game. Summary of story is between this game and first game in franchise. One musician makes festival under himself and he plays under musicals like idol stations and live streamer, or I misremembering. Boy is also musician. However, musician who made festival doesn't show up. After some time around when game's story starts, discussions about that festival slowly by slowly surface up. To unlock story fragments you need to level up characters. For one level you need to play 1 to 3 shards if not 4. And this isn't always the case. Sometimes you need to reach century level for multiple characters. And until that story fragment isn't unlocked, you won't be able to level up more than what is needed for that story. This way unlocking story is okay, but maybe there could be better ways to unlock, but correctly I don't see what different way of unlocking story is better, unless they change how you can choose songs. Currently for average they have on song clicks and that's how you can access story for specific character. And by reading story you unlock no charts to play. Spoiler alert, story lives at the claim banker when you reach at max level for main characters. It starts at track maybe I need to pay more money to know combinations of story, so I blocked character thinking it would do that, but no. It has more info about character which was playing part in story. It is still good that you can know more about character. And other thing I was thinking they will add more story in updates, which may be true, but can't tell if it's actually true because game tells publishers published video about next big update for game, but it is taking the time to be released. While writing this review, there isn't 2.2 update. If you want to know all story of this game when getting this game, then maybe wait when they will stop making big updates for this game and see if there is all story. Overall story is interesting. It is interesting so much that after reading Alice's part of the story, I want to know more about it and what will happen when I don't have any story fragments unlocked. Of course, when I'm playing these games so story is unlocked, but I keep in mind that I live outside of YouTube and of games and other stuff. And when I don't play game or can't read story, then I try theorize about story what will happen. What kind of reactions will do when characters meet each other's etc. Not sure to say about songs. Well, of course I like most of them, and there are some songs that I don't like and some that I was thinking that I won't like but they'd grow on me, so now I like those songs. Nothing else to say about them, maybe that I haven't played every song. Of course I'm listening songs from this game when I am listening to music and when I'm not playing this game, but for different characters or different genre groups. I'm saying genre groups because there is multiple genres for one character. Or there might be the case that some genres can be in multiple characters. I guess for games, graphics is better way to describe our game logs. Now in this game you can play at night and with less worry about Æsir, unlike in first game. It because is in game with dark, like background being black or close to it, and notes are dark colored. Some parts of notes are light, but that is small part of note. Maybe not in my big problems playing game at sunlight, but then it's my fault getting found with that kind of screen. Oh boy, if you want to get every content of this game. On Google Play this game goes to euros, well, -1 cent. With which you have access to 4 soon to be 5 and maybe in future updates more character series and save charts. For that you need to spend again. So you will need to spend around 80 euros to get all stuff, and that isn't all. There is also timed exclusive characters which other Valve won't be able to purchase, or I think they are time exclusives. For each character's cost is 11 euros. -1 cent, plus song packs, each for 5,49 €. Correctly, there is 9 song packs available. Together cost 49 euros and 41 €. And if you add 80 plus 2 euros, then you will need to spend around 130 euros for full game. Okay, it's a little better than spend money on game unlimited times. But still with that money I could get something else when it's with one payment. If you like game and can then maybe doing multiple purchases over time, then sure, you can spend that much money. Oh, sometimes this game outsells, which makes characters cost less by half rates, and so I pay this game for free. That's how I got it, and lately I haven't noticed it being on sale. But I wish monetizations will be at least a little better. Maybe with characters price reflect how much content they are. Only with this method game might be more expensive than this or cheaper. Without going into parallels, we can't tell. Maybe being a little cheaper, that's too much ask. Oh, also if you don't spend that much money, you don't have a chance to get achievements. Yeah, this game has achievements, but I haven't got any of those. And that's even when I was playing game when I had internet connections. In conclusions, if you enjoyed this game in series, then go for this if you haven't already. Or in either case, when you are interested in story or are no rhythm games, then go ahead. Or at least try it if you can. And if you don't like it, then get refund if there is time frame open. And of course think for yourself if you want to play this game or not, or spend that much money. I'll leave this video here. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, you know what to do. See you next time.